Hello, friends, and welcome to part 3 in the Lost Souls rectangular blanket with the scalloped edges. In part 3, I'm going to show you how to add the upper scallops to go ahead and complete the look of our blanket. The original design is by Marietta Roy, who created the triangular shawl, and with her permission we were given to go ahead and make the rectangular blanket. So come on, let's go finish the rest of this blanket in part 3. Come on, let's get started. Alright, so now this is the addendum for part 3. The reason why I say this is because after I completed the blanket, I found that I needed to add these 2 rows to make it look balanced. So, as I showed you in part 2, we added row 15 and 14 to cover over 13. So here we will start with a different number, starting with row 9, and we will still get the same completed look. So let's continue on. I'm looking forward to seeing yours as well. Just for our scallop, we're going to go from this shell to this shell. Okay? We're not going to go make a whole row of it. We're just going from one shell to the next. So shell in the first, chain 1 space. Chain 3. Okay, I'm going to single crochet in the second. We're going to skip that first one, and in the second one, place the first of 6 single crochets. So here's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And of course this is going to be just like the rows we did before. Skip 2, 6 single crochets, 2, oops, went down too far. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we should have 1 single crochet left, chain 3, scallop, shell. Okay, chain 1 and 2 more double crochet. And this will complete row 9 for this particular top scallop. On to row 10, chain 3. Let's turn our work. Shell in the first chain 1 space. And then chain 3. Okay, we're going to skip the first single crochet and single crochet into the next 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you should have 1 single crochet left over. Chain 3, shell in the last chain 1, and then that will complete row 10. We have 3 more rows to do, and that'll complete this top scallop. I know you're getting excited. We're at the last few rows here. So let's chain 3. And this is going to start row 11. I'm already excited. Okay, so shell in our chain 1 space. Chain 3. Okay, so we're going to skip the first 2 single crochets, and into the third we're going to place our first of 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Chain 3. Oh, make sure you have 2 left over on the other side, and shell in the last chain 1 of this row. And this will complete row 11. And our head is almost done for this top scallop. You ready for row 12? Chain 3. Let's turn our work. Oh, and by the way, as you see me turning this on the table, it is a little cumbersome, but I am sure that when you work yours, it'll be in your lap and you'll have plenty of ways and room to flip it back and forth. So let's shell, not scallop. Let's shell in our first chain 1 space. I know you're excited after this row. It's the real simple row. Okay, chain 3. We're going to skip our first single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, and 4. Chain 3 and shell in the last chain 1 space. Okay, so let me pull. This completes row 12. Let's move on to our last row and we can finish out this particular scallop. This is going to be the easiest and quickest row. So let's start with a chain 3 and turn our work. Shell in our first chain 1 space. Okay, snug up that last stitch just a little bit, and then immediately go over into our next shell in the chain 1 space. Go ahead and yarn over, place your finger on that loop because we want that first one to have a little bit of tighter tension, and then complete your double crochet. All right, so we got 1, there's 2, chain 1, and I know you're screaming, hallelujah, I finished the first of however many scallops I have. And this completes the top scallop. Now remember, on my blanket I have 10, so this is the first one. Now before we shut the video off of this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to start your second one in the next scallop right here. So remember to leave a tail, we're going to finish it off and then weave the end in under your double crochets right here at that chain, and it'll hold it just fine. All right, so we're ready to start on the next scallop. So we can see right here, this is the one that does not get a scallop. This one right here does. So when we see our shells, we want to come over to the next one right here, and we're going to start and work across to the next shell right here. So I'm going to set a time thing on the, or you can just start the video over again, and you will do the same things that we've done before, rows 7 through 13. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to start. Of course, you want a long enough tail so that you can weave this end in. So place your finger on a loop on your hook, yarn over, hold that loop with your finger, and then go into your chain 1 space and bring up a loop. Snug it up just a little bit. Place the tail under your thumb or hold it. Yarn over through 2 loops, and then yarn over through the other 2 loops. This is what's called a standing double crochet, and it's great for starting rows instead of having to use a chain stitch or a single crochet with a couple of chain stitches. It's an actual double crochet. Now place your tail behind your work, and you're going to be crocheting over the tail as well as in the chain 1 space. So yarn over and complete your shell. All right. When you get far enough along, take your yarn needle and go ahead and weave it in, and continue with row 7 to the first shell. Go back with row 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. And this will help you to finish the amount of shells, here I go again, shells and scallops. This will help you to finish the top scallop on the same amount that you had for the bottom scallops, because they're all part of that same column. Okay, so I really do hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I had so much fun making it, and I love this ombre yarn. So until we meet again, my name is Garnet. I have this YouTube channel, Garnet is a Jewel, and if you would like to subscribe, you're more than welcome to join me. I do post a lot of crochet videos, and I try to find things that are interesting, just like this. Sometimes I get requests from my friends, and when I do that, that's usually when I make a crocheted video. So we want to give especially a shout out to the designer, Marietta Roy, for her awesome pattern, which has become very popular, and I thank her so much for allowing me to go ahead with her permission and make this rectangular Lost Souls blanket by using her pattern, basically. Remember, her pattern originally is for a triangle shawl, but this one we turned it into a rectangle blanket. So another thing too about Marietta Roy's pattern, please do not make copies of it and try to sell it or distribute it out as your own. Her pattern is rightfully hers, and we should not be deceitful to her that way. Also, after you make any of these things, please give Marietta Roy all the design credit, because this is actually her design. It was altered just a little bit, but everything about this particular blanket is from her design. Okay, so until the next time, Thank you so much for being with me. I know this was a long video, and I know there's a lot of row changes, and everything was a little bit different than what you would normally go through, but because of her pattern and those awesome pictures and some of the suggestions of her writing of the pattern helped us out a lot to give us this awesome rectangular blanket. So, also another thing too, she does have a Facebook page called Lost Soul Designs, and if you would like to post your completed picture of your blanket onto her Facebook page, I'm sure she would really love to see the results. So until the next time I see you, don't forget, my name is Garnet with Garnet is a Jewel YouTube crochet channel. Till next time, bye-bye.